require them to being on contract, but then with the terms that as soon as that contract expires, they transition into PNP. That should be your contracting situation, because we will provide you the resources for that transition, because it's a commitment that I made. Number 2 is on industrial action. Wewe Chebet, wacha uchochezi, please. Because, you know, this space has been filled with, you know, maandamanos, people with sufurias on their heads, and all manner of things. And sometimes, you know, teachers, they don't do it out of the fact that they like to do it, because they are also parents, you know. No parent wants to go roaming in the streets with sufurias, you know, because we have all children, we all have children. But they do it, of course, as a last resort. But we decided, and I gave very firm and clear instructions to the ministry, that let us confront the collective bargaining agreements. Let us negotiate ahead of industrial action. And we have done it in health. We have done it in education. That is why there has not been a serious strike in the last 3 years. Not because they didn't want to go on strike, but we decided that let's engage them. And there were people who are accusing the teachers' unions, oh, why have you signed the collective bargaining agreement? But that's the basis of the engagement between teachers and government. Once we honor their collective bargaining agreement, they have no reason to engage in industrial action. And my commitment to the teaching fraternity and to all the other spaces is that we will go ahead of time. We have, for example, we had a problem with the doctors. We decided to pay them whatever previous governments had committed to. You know, I didn't say it's not my place to do it. We decided to pay whatever it was. I'm sure we spent close to 3.7 billion shillings to pay what was the backlog. And the teacher unions were also very understanding. They allowed us to pay it in phases and that kind of thing. So I really want to persuade us that instead of confrontation, in a meeting like this, we can find greater collaboration and we can find greater understanding. And that way, we don't make the business of teaching difficult, we don't affect our learners, and we don't put teachers also at a point where they have to go to the streets instead of being in classrooms. So I think this is what I just wanted to say.
Thank you, Excellency. See, uchochezi, I started by saying it's a good thing for all of us. Thank you so much for that. And let me just bring in Reverend Gat. And you're representing chaplains in our institutions, which we know that they play a critical role in bringing up our children in schools. Maybe just talk about the issues also that you raised earlier on the chaplainship in our institutions and a token, as you call it.
And I want to say that